Good morning and welcome to the Iolande Argent Show. I'm the host, Iolande Argent, and with me on today's episode, And We Thought. And they're coming up shortly. Stay tuned. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on this edition of the Iolande Argent Show. And joining me today is And We Thought. I told you I'd have him on the show.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for coming. And tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Iolande Marie, you guys. I'm kind of like the silly designated party girl, but we are authors first and foremost. And JD is going to tell you the professional side of us.
I'm sorry, I was over here laughing at Winona because she's always a mess. I'm JD, and we are the authors and the founders of the And I Thought Ladies.
Okay.
And a 4-book series, and we do speaking and poetry performance. If you're really, really, really fortunate, we'll do a poetry performance. There's 11 of us in total.
So it takes a bit to coordinate the ladies.
Yeah.
I was going to say, now that actually, if you could coordinate you guys to all be at the same time, you could run your own, like a poetry thing and maybe travel around to different venues and you guys could do the poetry. That would be cool. I didn't know there was 11 all together.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have an 11-part poetry performance piece using pieces of our books and stories. And the way we say them, it tells a story. And then we actually have coordinated moves to go with it and like different fluctuations in voice and pitch. So it's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. But I have to say that if anyone wants to book us, you have to do it at least a month in advance because we have to call all of the ladies in, which they all have their own lives and children and stuff they're getting done. And as you know, since we were on her summit, where they're all doing their startup businesses too. So,
yeah.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about how you guys all met up and how you came to be writers and within your own right, because you've got, what, 4 books now? Was it 4?
We have 4.
4, yes. And Winona is actually the real writer among all of us. She has 7 books. And so she wrote so many more. And then plus these 4 that are coming out.
Hey, great news. Just got signed to an actual publisher. So
Just Winona.
Just me. Not the rest of the ladies, just me. So that's like a writer's dream come true. But anyway, how we got together. It happens organically, and this is normally what Jade answers.
Yes.
So if I stumble, I apologize, audience. But it happened organically, and I'm going to tell you a long story. Jade told me that I need to start writing again. And then I was like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll start writing again. I'm going to write novels. And she's like, oh, no. You need to start writing poetry. And I'm like, poetry? Poetry. You know, poetry doesn't sell, right? You know, they actually, like, don't have a market for it anymore. So she was like, no, but write it. And so I started writing it. And I wasn't going to plan on writing good poetry. I just wanted to re-enter the literary world. And then I ran into Shelby, who was also on our first book, and she was writing poetry at the same time. And she's like, oh, just read this. So I'm reading over it, and I'm like, wow, this is great poetry.
It deserves a great book.
And I was like, yeah, right, it deserves a great book. So then I went back over my poetry, and I was like, I've got to match hers because she deserves a great book. And then I ran into Lynn Dove. Do you want to take the other half of the story?
Lynn Dove and then Alexis Rhodes, and it just all came together. And then as anyone that knows Winona and I, Jade, that's Jade, by the way, she always drags me into everything, kicking and screaming. Like, I don't want to do it. I can't write, whatever. But then I just sat down and she really asked me. And, you know, when a friend asks for a friend favor, when they preface it with, no, this is a friend favor, and we've been friends for years, because we're not going to say how many years.
Because we're still young.
Because I'm still extremely young. So when she drags you in, kicking and screaming, and when they'll say, and they preface the favor by, this is a friend favor. Not like, do you mind doing me a favor? You're like, oh, this is serious. Like, so you have to, like, at that point, it's like, do you want me to drive to Texas to pick you up? Because that's kind of like what a friend favor calls for, you know, from Maryland. So no, she's like, I just really want you in this book. You have a voice. You've always read all of my novels. You've always helped me be because Winona has a very dry sense of humor, and I've always hoped to be like actual funny. Like, I mean, I get it, and when I read it, I'm like dying laughing because I know Winona, but I'm like, nobody else is gonna get this. So let's just make it like one of the best of it. So I've always been her beta reader, and so she's like, you have a creative mind. So I set about doing what I can do.
This is what happens when you start, like, for fun. You read neurology when you're like 7 years old, and then you pick up like IT on top of it, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go for a business management degree. Yeah, you don't have the great sense of humor, not at all.
Well, I would say that would be satirical humor, which you're right. Only certain people would get that. They would parody, irony, and satirical humor are only geared towards certain people anyway.
Right, right. And so I told her, you're trying to sell books to the masses, not to like 20% of the people. You're like the masses. So we have to take this and make it into a way that they would understand it. So I've always done that for her.
Well, you never know. You can actually keep that 20% as long as it's the 20% that keeps buying your books and they're the right 20%, you know.
Oh, if that 20% is out there, there's more books for you to buy.
Yes,
there you go. So congratulations on your getting signed with a publisher. That's a big deal.
It is scary like all get out, because I got signed for 3 books, not 1.
Okay. But I take it you won't be writing poetry.
No, I write mystery novels with organized crime family that it goes for about 40 years of this organized crime family, beginning, falling, coming back, all that stuff. It's all made up. It's all in my head. So I've never had a place to actually put it, because everybody wants a realistic like one. They want it to be based in some place that's gritty, and I don't actually like base it in an actual like city. It's just like surroundings. I feel that if you are involved in the story and you know like what the feeling of the city is, what the feeling of the characters are, and you can keep moving them forward using those things. I don't have to go, okay, we're in New York, or, you know, we're in Chicago, or why do you need a name? You know, you're in this gritty city, and you know that these people are fighting for survival and power. And those are, I mean, honestly, those are like the 2 of the biggest things that we fight for anyway, survival, power, and money. I mean, those 2 things are just great.
You're absolutely right. And, you know, I think you touched upon something very important. Modern day, they've gotten away from using their brains when they read, so to speak. Everything's done for them. When you picked up, I was about to tease you and call you Mario Puzo over there. The female Mario Puzo. There you go. But it's true. Back then, you didn't have to tell them where you are. You just said, okay, this is a city, and move on. Your brain is going to fill in whatever city you need. So whether you're in New York, whether, you know, they could be in Paris reading this, because trust me, there are parts of Paris that you definitely are gritty and
don't want to be
in. Right, and every city has them. And so wherever you are, your brain should fill in the blanks.
Exactly. I think so as long as the reader knows the atmosphere,
right,
it's not important.
But it makes it.
I mean, granted, if there are screenwriters out there and they want to put a city on it, now you can feel free to put a city on it. Anybody else? No.
See, actually, screenwriters are exactly the same mentality. They won't do it. They'll just say, hey, this is an inner city, or this is, you know, suburb, and they go from there. The director is the one who gets the genius idea to tell you what city they're living in.
It's true, and I think that as long as the reader is engaged and they made their own city, then that makes them more invested, like emotionally invested in your story.
Absolutely.
And actually, I'm going to just go back and talk about me and how I really started reading. Was I read Black Isle by Mickey Spillane, and that story was the one that changed my life. And at 11 years old, I probably shouldn't have been reading that book, but I did. And it was the thing that got me into reading. And I mean, he described the city or whatever that he was in, but he left a whole lot of detail out. But it was still an amazing story. Until this day, I still read that like twice a year.
Honestly, in order to get into the mood to write these stories, I'm actually have that story on loop on my podcast. I mean, on my Audible. It's just like when it finishes, it starts over again, because I'm like, that's just the mindset you need to be in. I consider it a Mickey Spillane mixed with a little Thai tech, because I love technology. So anyway, I'm not here to talk about my new books. I'm not. I'm talking about the ladies.
Okay. No, good segue. So let's talk about, as you said, you have the poetry thing. Why poetry?
Oh, I love this question. And I'm not going to answer like I answered it in London. All the times I answer it in London, it starts off very silly. Oh, I lied. I'm answering like I answer in London because I do the best at poetry. Therefore, I'm conceited. No, that is a joke. That is completely totally a joke, you guys.
Yeah, considering the fact you've already told us that you don't like poetry. Remember that? We've already done that segment.
But really,
I don't like it because it doesn't sound. That's the only reason I don't like it. But really, it's there because I feel that if I sat down and just wrote a book, or we all wrote a book first and foremost about just what happened in our lives and stuff like that, then it's like a step-by-step of how to live our life. But if you write poetry, it's open-ended for interpretation, so it becomes a book on how to help your life. When you read a poem, you don't say, oh, this person told me to do this, 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 and this. You read it, you sit down and say, how does it feel to me? How does it do this? And that opens your mind to pick the points you need for your life without like having to write 10 jillion books to make sure that, we've touched bases on your life. These ladies can touch bases on the subject, hit the poetry, and it'll be tailored to you because it's your interpretation, your thought process. Jade, would you like to add to that? Because you're awfully quiet with the pretty lipstick.
I was going to add to that, but she really just stole all my thunder. But anyway, yeah.
And the lightning.
And the lightning too. So I'm telling you. But if you think about it, when you read a poetry and you got a poem and it really hit you, the way it hit you doesn't mean it's going to be the way it hit your best friend. I mean, although you guys are really close and you kind of think the same, it's not going to be the same way. It's going to mold to your life and your circumstances. So some people are always like, oh, I read these things, but you're not quite ready to move on because you're not ready to do that self-inspection. But poetry kind of makes you analyze yourself no matter what. Like you don't want to, but it will drag you there kicking and screaming.
I find it funny with this book, and I thought divorce was bad. I find it really funny. A lot of people are like, I could only get to like page 35 or 36. Granted, it's poetry, and it gets really light, and it gets really dark in between, and but they're like, because it takes you to places in your life that you haven't been to in a while. And if we had sat down and just wrote our stories, it would have taken you to places in our life that were dark. But this way, it takes you to places in their life.
And then some people said that they thought they had resolved the issues. Like I thought I had resolved that. And then I started reading the book and I was like, oh, wow, that's still unresolved. I thought I might have to think about how I'm resolving that again. So I think it's a good thing to know at least that you have unresolved issues if you address them or not.
Something we couldn't have done just doing prose.
That's true. No, that's a good way of putting it because most people don't see poetry that way. They just see it as light, flowery, and fluffy, and it's cute. It should rhyme unless you're writing haikus, which don't rhyme. But the fact that you did say, it does take you to places because again, we're back to subject to interpretation of the reader. And so that's great. I love the titles of the books. I love all your guys' titles. Those are too cute.
Sarcasm that you could actually get. That was Jade. I was like, I want to be sarcastic, and I was like throwing out titles, and she was like, no one's gonna get that. And then she was like, what about and I thought? And I was like, oh, sarcasm everyone can get. And she was like, sarcasm everyone can get. I was like, yeah.
Because we've all been there. You're like, wait, I thought the situation was gonna turn out so much differently than it has. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I see that now.
Yeah, which
was really like, and I thought being grown up was easy. Like, I think that's one of the funniest titles ever. I just die laughing every time I even pick up my own book, which is kind of weird, but I do because every time I look at it, I'm like, I did think it was going to be so easy though. And no, it was really
not. They sold you a bill of goods on that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Go to college, live your life, do it, save money, do all that stuff, and you're like doing it by the book, and then you're like, wait. But I'm real confused why it's not working because it's by the book and it's not working.
I think that, I'm so sorry to talk about my own book like this, but anyway, I think that we address that, like, first you have graduating from high school, and then you have the second thing is like what you want in life. And then the third thing is like a multiple choice. Like, it's set up literally like a multiple choice test. And then the essay question is like, add actions to it. But it gives you variations of what you could do. And it's funny because some people read it and they were like, well, I never thought I should do that, because that's just one way to live. And I was like, see, people need to have a moment to think about, like, maybe buy the book, maybe I could do something alternate, maybe I could start something my own, maybe I just want to like go straight into like the entry level job and work my way up. They tell you in school you only have two options, entry level or college, and that's not true. There's so many options.
There's like other options. You could go like trade school, like you could do like business school. I mean, there's things in between that you can choose to do, but people don't tell you those options, which is interesting to me.
Also, I wanted to say quickly, it was also done by multiple choice because I feel that would touch closer to like someone coming out of high school because you're used to taking tests, so you're used to answering questions. And I'm gonna stop talking about my book and myself. I promise. As you can see, the conceit is coming back yet again.
Well, know about her own admission says she's a narcissist.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So by her own admission.
No comment. Okay. I've never. Okay. Well, does anybody know of an artiste that is not narcissistic? Is there one? Has that ever been one created? Come on.
If you want me to have a straight raw truth moment, but I feel like that's just a bit too heavy. So I'm gonna go with my narcissism.
I think that yes, I've never known one that isn't a narcissist. But then when you sit down and talk to them, I think everyone has their points that they know they're weak on. So you kind of have to be a conceited person to put your stuff out there, and you have to believe in your stuff because other people may not believe in it. But if you believe in it, then it works. So you kind of goes with the territory.
Yeah, the good part is you chose to be a writer. I mean, it's a lot worse if you think about it. If you were a painter, how many painters created all those beautiful masterpieces? They never got one thin dime for it, but they kept creating them. Yeah, they became famous because nobody had to pay them. So now that we don't have to pay you, yeah, we want your work. We didn't want it while you were alive because we didn't want to pay you. But I guarantee you, they were narcissistic.
Yeah, true.
No, I'm gonna go back with this because I started writing and I got my first thing published when I was 10. So it's been amount of.
Oh no. Okay, I've lost my guest. I don't know why. I'm unstable. No comment there. It's claiming that I'm unstable, so you can't see my desktop, which is good because currently I am checking to figure out why I'm unstable because I've lost my guess. We will get them back in a moment. Oh.
The ghost in the machine came to get us.
Yeah, because we were talking about narcissism and an artiste, and apparently the artiste didn't like that. So they were like, no. You will see.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
No,
I apologize to the artiste then.
Yeah, right. We're sorry, ghosts they're in of. I'm wondering, was that a Van Gogh ghost? I mean, come on.
Yeah, if it was one-eared, then yeah, probably. No, it's Picasso, right?
No, that was Van Gogh.
That's Van Gogh.
No.
Right. I remember because it was on a Doctor Who episode.
One
of my favorites.
It was.
Oh Lord, yeah, we're gonna talk about Doctor Who in a minute, though. But no, back to the books before we'll talk about Doctor Who.
I'm sure we will. Plug for me, September 22nd.
Well, yeah, plug for us because I'm gonna be there. So hey.
Yeah, that's true.
I gotta see if I can find a hat. I don't have a Doctor Who hat. I gotta find a Tom Baker hat.
Jade went shopping, and
yes, I did yesterday.
I'm not sure if we're allowed, but there's a place that has everything you would ever want. Doctor Who, Sherlock, all that little edge nerdy stuff. Yes. I shouldn't say nerdy because I'm one of them, but I try not to claim it because I'm cute.
You know what? We don't actually out here. We're geeks.
Right.
We're geeks.
Right.
We're all cool now. So no, geeks are cool.
They are.
You see, but they're also cool and successful. I haven't yet got to that point, so therefore I don't claim either.
Well, that's not true. You're successful in your own right.
Exactly. Okay. As we tell Winona all the time, we were like, who else? I mean, Winona and I, but it's basically Winona's brainchild to have all these ladies. And I'm like, who else would have had this crazy idea to sometimes put 11 women in one room to hash out a book? I mean, it's good stuff, but that's whoo.
Exactly. See?
Take some stuff.
But that's true. See, you're successful. You're successful at bringing people together.
Indeed.
Hey, I'll take that.
You know, as long as we're going to Kay's house, as we referenced in our interview, because Kay always has the great wine. So that's how we lure them there. We're going to Kay's house for wine. And they're like, we're there. Lord.
Y'all are wrong. Did you ever bring wine to Kay's house? Yes. Do you ever bring wine to Kay's house, or you just wait for her to go and buy it?
No, we wait for her to go out. We give her money on it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, each person brings $1, that's 11, and she's only got like about 20 more to go.
Well, literally, most of the time.
I'm so joking.
We're joking. Most of the time, we will slide her like $20, and we're like, look, just get a decent bottle of wine. And she's like, I can't get over 20. So, you know, I just let her spend look, I told you $20, and you wanted to spend 40. That's on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's on you. I told you no one's going to care after the first good bottle of wine. We're all not caring.
That's true.
So we're writing well. I'm sorry, we were just speaking over each other.
We were going to talk about your other books, since you have 4 of them. Let's we were talking about the titles, and you were saying that you had fun sarcasm, that people got, and so let's talk about the other 3 books. So we've now passed we thought being a grown up was
Easy.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well.
Yes, and then the first book was And I Thought Divorce Was Bad with Other Life Lessons. And the second one is And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy. The third one that's going to be out this weekend, well, for pre-order this weekend, is And I Thought I Could Juggle It All. And it's women in business talking about how they had husbands and children or just themselves and the other jobs, like trying to juggle all the balls and keep them all in the air and their experiences from that.
This is a little different because we're sticking more to, because normally in our other books we do a lot of short stories, and we like to definitely leave it open to interpretation. We're doing it a little different, and the fact that this is going to be mainly essays. Granted, like Alexis and myself, we're going to write poetry and maybe flash fictions to go around it to keep the same interpretation level. But for the most part, it's just going to be about people, which is a great introduction to our 4th book, which happens to be my favorite book. And I Thought He Was the One. That'll be out in October. And that's going to be talking about, it's going to be more than 9 women now. So it's going to be women talking about love, marriage, divorce, heartbreak, everything. I mean, everything. We had one woman who just up one day and left with her boyfriend and moved to Georgia. I mean, people who got left at the altar. I mean, we've had fiancés who just broke, engagements. And we have people who've been married for forever and they just keep on being married. Interracial couples. I'm sorry. I love the book. So, I'll keep on listing stuff. So I'm going to stop now because, I don't want to be boring.
Okay, hold on a second. You do realize that this is the show where we promote books, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that means anybody
don't want to sit there and listen to that all day long. What did they say again?
Yeah, no, actually, that's why we're here. But yes, another segue. The reason that I met these wonderful women is because I too I'm one of those weirdos that likes to create things. So I created the Women's Virtual Success Summit, and that's how I met them. And they are guests of the summit. So now that's why they got dragged over here. So we could talk about books. And it's true. We women, we have so many stories to share. And one of the few ways, because women can be catty. We all know this.
Mm-hmm.
The only time women really come together and share is when they're talking about men. So that should be a very interesting book, to say the least, because we have all experienced men, we've all experienced relationships, male or female. We've experienced them.
Exactly.
And you're going to go through the heartbreak. You're going to go through the, I don't want to do this again. You're going to get, people have been left at the altar, just the gambit. So that's definitely one of a good point. And the one that's coming out next week?
It's this weekend.
This weekend.
The same weekend as your summit. We're gonna debut it for pre-order. Sorry, my mouth decided not to work too. We're gonna debut it for pre-order at the same time as your summit.
Okay. This is gonna sound like an odd question. Do we have covers of these books, ladies?
We would, but we're on vacation.
We are actually, and I was like, I looked at Winona and I said, "Did you read the book?" And she said, "Oh my goodness, I forgot." And I was like, we bought everything else.
We bought the cameras, we bought the lighting, we bought all of that. But I'm going to be really, really, really bad. Hold on, I'm turning it sideways.
And maybe with the pinch and the blower. Okay. So we're going to put it at the camera.
That is all. And I thought divorce was bad. And I thought being grown up was easy. And I thought I could juggle it all. And I thought he was the one.
Okay. Well, hey, we got technology. We might as well put it to use.
Improvise.
There you go. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so it's true. And so after the divorce and, somewhere between, it's funny how you guys went in that order.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You went.
Grown up should have came before.
Yeah, you went from being a grown up to, oh yeah, we got divorced. What happened to the relationship?
Yeah, we started with the divorce. We started at the point of the divorce. Yeah. And it's not just about divorce. Like, I don't know. Have I said that before? There's like 26 to 50, and we got just suddenly down to married for forever. So, I mean, not just about divorce. It's just that I happen to have 7 books out, and I got divorced. Therefore, I got to pick the title.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They had none. They had this, and I had 7. So. Hey,
you got to pick the title. Okay.
I get to pick the title. I didn't get to pick anything else. We fought over everything else, the cover and all that stuff. But the title was mine.
Oh, okay. Here's a point. Now, your first 4 books that you guys have gotten together, did you self-publish?
Yes.
How much fun was that?
Awesome. I love self-publishing.
I do, because no one picks up poetry, first of all. Yes. I mean, people do pick up poetry, but I mean, it's going to be a long process. And as long as you have some decent editors and you're willing to put in the time, I think that you can really do it. But you have to be willing to put in the time. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to just put in 5 minutes and get this done. It's not true. However long it took you to write your book is probably just almost as long as you should put in to making sure your pages match and making sure you have good editing and all that stuff. And in fact, and I thought divorce was bad, we actually went back and revisited it just a couple of weeks ago and put in, we have a 2nd edition coming out.
It is the 3rd.
The 3rd edition coming out, because as we went along our journey, we met more women. And we were like, you know what, you deserve a place in the first book. So we went back and did some more work on it. So you have to be willing to also be able to be like, hey, I'm going to put out another edition of this book because I think that I could have done better.
I was going to say, and another reason we did it was drama, because, when you put that many women together, you get a little bit of drama. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we're not going to talk about said drama because it's in a public forum, and hey, they might trip across this podcast, so never mind. But also it was drama, but also, as friends, as authors, as people, we all have drama with our friends, our family, whatever. But literally, there were just some really good women that we came across later, and then they just, their stories were awesome, and they had some really good stories, and I think that it would help people grow more. And they actually went great with being in the 2nd book, because the first book, I mean, they're great, but they're like they're doing the grown up thing, or they're already grown up, or for me, I'm still doing the grown up thing, so I can't even try to talk about that. Anyway, those people were very serious, very, very serious. We kept our normal base, but then we got rid of a few people, or they got rid of us. Either way, as I said, the drama. But for the next group, we wanted a lighter book, and we found lighter people, and one of them being the bartender who I adore, Kay. I mean, if you're going to ask somebody about growing up, being grown up, and stupid mistakes you've seen in life, you should ask a bartender. She's seen the stupid mistakes people have done in life. She sees how week after week it can change. She sees a lot. She's done a lot. So I felt that was a great person to ask.
I think it was really funny because on an interview, it was a relationship interview, and they were like, "Well, how would you start a relationship in a bar?" And Kay says, "If you're at a bar, you're not looking for a relationship. You're looking to go home and maybe wake up 2 hours later and slide out the door. You're not looking for a relationship. So, if you're at a restaurant or at a lounge or something, you're looking for another thing. But if you're standing in a bar, you're not looking for a relationship. You're looking for right now, not Mr. Right."
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's funny. See, I like the way she thinks. It's the same thing. Don't let me lie. It's the same thing if you pick up somebody in a nightclub or if you're picking up somebody in a restaurant. It's going to be the exact same problem.
Right. Well, that's what she was basically saying.
Yeah.
She was like, if you're doing these things, you're looking for right now, not right. Mr. Right.
That's true. That was a good interview. Yeah. And of course, you're right. And who better to talk to about relationships than a bartender or a cab driver?
I'm loving her for that last book. I'm like, thank you kindly for your story.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jay. I got this. So I'm saying thank you kindly for your story. Yeah. And I wanted to say quickly about and I thought he was the one. The really cool part I think about that is that they have a roadmap. So it's literally like pictures from like a trip that each person has taken. So it goes to a place that's like considered the most romantic place in the U.S. I know I said that boringly because Jade is not here. I sincerely apologize, you guys. When she gets right back, it'll be humorous again.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Okay. If she pops in on cue, yeah. Okay, fine. So where is the most romantic place in the United States to go? Where is?
I think the Sunset.
The Sunset in Key West.
Key Largo.
Or Key Largo.
It's so beautiful. Like I went there and I was like, this is just beautiful. Okay. We had to pick a place that was far away and kind of island-like, and we were like, you know what, Key Largo was nice.
Okay. Yep. And it has a beautiful sunset, and it's been listed in quite a few magazines for being the most beautiful sunset in the U.S. So yeah, romance, sunset, there you go. And it's not too far away from the East Coast side. It's not done in 10 life lessons.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in California, so the concept of, oh yeah, it's romantic to go to Key Largo, I'm sure it is. Or Key West. I'm sure it is.
10 life lessons, and then they have 10A, which is just like, random stuff that we thought, like the one sentence section when we thought and we've learned, or the one paragraph section. And that is the directions for the people who live on the West Coast. It says, refer back to number 1 and then, do 0.5 or a half step. And it says, get on a plane.
Get on a plane.
Because you can't. I mean, driving there is going to be annoying. Like, I mean, if you would like driving like that, then do it. But if you don't.
Get on a plane, get on the East Coast and follow these directions. That is literally what it is. Because it's like our shortcut to like a summarization of the book. So if you don't feel like reading the whole thing, you can just read the highlights. So therefore, how do you summarize travel? You get on a plane.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. We are talking.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I need Jay.
Well, no, I'm not disputing that. No, trust me, I just got hit last night. My mom wants to do a road trip and come back to visit her relatives, which they're down in Mississippi, and she's like, I want to drive. Okay, here's the point. Well, yeah, we used to drive all the time and do cross country. That was fine because we did it growing up. That's how we got to California. We drove. But I am a plane person, so I have no problem with getting on a plane. I have passport, we'll go. Passport, credit card, that's all I need because I am not checking a darn thing. I can buy it when I get there and we're good.
Sure.
No. She's like, but I want to see stuff. No. Last time I let my mom drive, true story, cross country, she's driving, I fall asleep, I wake up, you know that noise that your engines make when you're going way too fast?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah. And I look over at her, I'm like, you do realize you're doing 100 miles an hour and you hear that engine, right? Knock it off or we're going to be stuck. My mom is blowing through where were we? We were in Red Rock West, which is coming through New Mexico. And I'm thinking, only you could fly through New Mexico and not get pulled over by a cop.
Mothers have that way about them.
They do.
Like, I don't know.
It ain't happening.
My mother actually planned a cross-country trip in 2 weeks. And that was quite enjoyable. I wanted to go cross country today to do it on the West Coast, but that was nice. We surely drove all the way across to Seattle from Maryland, which was, it's gorgeous country. But I'm like, look, now we're gonna have to fly. Like I can't do it anymore. I'm too old for this. I'm not too old, but I'm just not into wasting time. Like let's get it going. Exactly.
Yeah,
but it was great. I mean, I actually met the goal out there. I should write about that, and I thought he was the one.
See, ideas.
Ideas.
Done with Dr. Argent.
Yeah, there you go. But it's nice that you could. But your books are scalable, like you said. The relationship book is definitely scalable because you are going to meet other women, and they're going to have great stories, and you can scale that. And by the way, there is actually a market for poetry.
Where?
Well, if y'all weren't on the East Coast, you would know that.
Well, you know where we are. You know where we are. You know we in that DMV area. You know where we are.
I know where y'all are. See, y'all. See, that's why y'all see West Coast. Come on. We've got poetry symposiums out here. Yes, we do still do that. We have slam poetry, which is why I said if you could get your troupe together, you guys could travel and come out here and hit some of the venues. We tear it up out here when it comes to. We still do poetry.
Wow.
We hit it.
I'm
We
a
hit it
little
hard
jealous.
out here.
Like every time I talk to someone from California or I come out to Los Angeles for like television or anything, you guys always talk about the creative people and how they can make money out there and how they have lives. And I'm like, wait, how y'all do that? Because back east is like you're academic for sure. If you're not academic, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Right.
Well, that's true because California. Oh, okay. True story. California coined the term working class poor. Because you can't, and what that means out here is our classifications of poor is different than anywhere else. You can have a job. That just means your job is only paying you $40,000 a year, and you have roommates. A lot of roommates, depending on what city you're in. If you're in San Francisco, you got about 8 roommates because there's no way that you're going to be paying, $10,000. I just saw one the other day. I was dying. This is rent controlled. It's $11,115 a month, but that's rent controlled. Did you hear my phrase? Rent controlled. I was like,
I know. Like I was told, if I make $52,000 out in California, I'm going to need to go stand in some sort of line for assistance because I'm going to be very poor.
Yeah, well, you could probably, as long as you don't have any other bills to pay, like you don't have a car note or anything like that. And depending on where you are, like you could live in Sacramento nicely on $52,000 a year, as long as you don't have to pay any car notes. But you're not living in San Francisco.
Yep.
And you're not living in LA.
Oh,
no, that's where I was
in LA. Well, you'll be in one of the suburbs.
It is.
No, you can always live in a suburb. Trust me, LA is nothing but a bunch of suburbs, but you're not living downtown. Yeah.
Oh, I guess we should tell you the quick story. I don't know. Do you have time for the story?
Go, do the story.
Okay, so here's the story. So we are like, okay, we have to go to LA. We don't want to stay in the city. And so we applied our rule of thumb. Our rule of thumb is you either stay near the airport because they're generally a decent place, like any other city. Like it tends to be a decent place with decent hotels. Or you stay 20 miles outside, like
of the city,
of another city limits from the airport, about 20, 30 miles, and then you land in the suburbs. We landed in Downey, California.
I was gonna say, girl, that's LA. There's nothing around in LAX to stay at.
There was a hotel. We looked at the hotel and we're like, ooh, that's bad. And we're like, well, we're happy we're in the suburbs. So we drive out there and we're like, we in the hood. Every person we call, because we had like radio interviews, all this interviews, we did a publicity tour out there. And they're like, so where are you? And we're like, we're in Downey. And they were like, you in the hood?
They were like, don't let you do that to you anymore. We were like, okay. Okay.
People don't realize that. Most of LA, it's funny because when you know how it is, everybody says the hood, they'll immediately think, oh, you're over in South Central. No. The way it works in Los Angeles, you're any place that's not Beverly Hills, that's not coming further east, like if you're heading towards the IE, better known as Inland Empire. Yeah, all of that's hood.
Yeah.
All of it.
I was shocked.
Yeah, all of it's hood. But if you're coming towards further east, then you're gonna hit Glendale, and you're gonna hit Pomona, and all of those, because by then you're leaving out of that part of LA County, you're coming over into San Bernardino County. But yeah, anywhere near LAX, that's the hood. Why even lie? That's the hood. Okay.
So we were like, when we come back in December, that's it. We're just staying in Santa Monica.
We were like, if we come back in December, we'll just figure that out. But whew, I said, man, I have never, because DC, right? So you fly into Reagan and you just go 20 miles outside. You're in Alexandria. You're in a great place right there. You're looking nice. You're like, yes.
We did the same thing with Chicago, Montana. Chicago. Never failed us. LA, I was like, yo, this is the odd city.
This is rough. This is rough right here.
But we love it, though. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're going to, if you're going to fly in, seriously, next time, fly into Burbank.
Huh.
Fly into Burbank, and then everything around Burbank is nice.
That will do.
And we would totally do that because LAX, I was like, why do people were high when they designed this traffic thing that they were high. I was
it's gotten worse. Actually, before they actually remodeled LAX, it was better. And then they remodeled LAX, and now it's that thing that you flew into.
And yes, I was like, what even is this?
Yeah, we all go to Burbank. The only way to get into LAX is if you have no choice. Everybody else flies into Burbank. I'm sorry, just go to Burbank. As a matter of fact, if you go into Burbank, you don't even have to go 20 miles out, and you're basically in the suburb of LA. But you can find Glendale.
I'm so sad now. I just wish I had known that.
Well, see, you didn't know me then. I could have told you.
Right?
Yeah.
Everything.
I was like, no, we have to go to LAX. And then when we got there, I was like, wow, what? Wow.
And why?
It's like, anyway, never mind. I'm not saying anything else about LAX. It was an awesome place. It was really cool.
Yes.
The palm trees are awesome.
We were there. We were like, hey, we took a sign of the LAX. We took a picture of the LAX. And so we were cool back east. And that's all that really matters.
Exactly.
They were like, oh, you're not so nerdy anymore. I was like, absolutely not. I went to Los Angeles.
No, so you lose nerdiness if you mess around and come into Burbank, and then you could take the Beverly Hills sign. There you go. And then you could take the Hollywood Hills sign. Now you're not nerdy. LAX is LAX. Okay, fine. We love LAX, but seriously, we avoid it like the plague. Even people in California, we fly Burbank. Only way you'll get into LAX is if the airlines that you're on, that's one of their hubs. Otherwise, no. We book it and you're into Burbank or San Francisco.
I've been to San Francisco.
Yeah, fly to SFO. I'm still trying to fly to Oakland. I have never been to the Oakland airport, so I'm going to have to, at some point, book out of Oakland airport. And then I found out that right up the road from me, we have Stockton, which is now doing international flight. And I'm like, I know, right? Who knew? Stockton is
I'm a little jealous that you guys have that many.
Oh, we got a lot.
Because I was like, since we live in the Washington metro area, I'm like, I got 4 to pick from. All right, no, you guys have way more.
4, let me see. Okay, I'm in Sacramento.
No, 3. I lied. 3.
3.
IAD, Reagan, and BWI.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you have a private plane. That's a different thing.
Okay, well, if that's the case, there's a private airfield. Matter of fact, you can fly to Mayfair by my house. Yep, you can fly it to Mayfair by my house. Or you can fly into Executive Airport if you got that cute little Cessna. We actually, true story. You wanted something to write a book about? We actually have a suburb up here where they have their own airport. And what you do is you fly into the airport and you can taxi your little private plane into your garage underneath your house. Hello, Cameron Park. Yes, and that, so you think 3. Yeah, I've got 2 right by me. San Francisco, Sacramento is, Sacramento, Stockton, San Jose, Oakland, and San Francisco.
Wow.
Yeah. So trust me, I can find a cheap flight. Yep. I can find a cheap flight. There you go. But it's funny. If you've never been here before, everybody goes for the touristy stuff. So everybody immediately wants to go to LAX, and it's like, no. Go to Burbank. Matter of fact, Burbank's more historical. So if you go to Burbank, you can see all the really cool stuff. Like if you're into movies and books, you can find out where Howard Hughes and all of their hangars and all of those that are museums are right there outside of Burbank.
Nice. Oh yeah, we're flying into Burbank.
Yep.
We got like 3 more months. We'll be in Burbank.
4, whatever. Yep.
Yeah.
We're taking invitations to.
Yeah, you need to come. You need to come up here and see me. You need to come up here and see me while you're out here. Come up here.
Oh, we will. Definitely. We got a few people over there that they were like, come see us the next time. And I was like, okay. It was just the last time we were overbooked.
That happened.
The afternoon, photo sessions, recording. Oh, so much.
Well, see, if you can get all the women together and you can get them booked, then, we can get you, try to get you on, what's my girl? My mom loves her, Ellen, loves Ellen. And get you down on Ellen, and then, that'll jumpstart, and you guys can all tour, and you'll find out exactly how much focus on this coastline in their poetry. They're really big on poetry. And written, and, the spoken word is what we call it out here now.
Yes.
You throw the music to it, and you perform it. Like you said, you already got your little verse down. There you go.
You have a little verse, and sometimes we're feeling extra special. Like, I will do the sign language interpreting first.
Yep.
If I'm feeling extra, like we're doing, like, we're really trying to impress these people. Let me get my hands up.
Exactly. See, you got something extra to bring in, and yeah, they love that stuff out here. And you're right, Californians. It's not about education because we've got way too many colleges. So we do. We have way. You think I got a lot of airports? I've got 18 colleges that surround me. 18 colleges and universities. Yeah. So they out here, education is whatever. That's why geeks are so much fun. Because geeks are self-taught. I mean, think about it. How many geeks have already built their first app now by the time they've gotten out of 6th grade?
Yeah, right.
Little junior geeks, they're coming up. They've got their own little entrepreneurial business working for them.
And it's kind of cool, and I like that, how people are stepping away from traditional business, because sometimes traditional business do not give you the breaks that entrepreneurship will give you. Like, you have a great idea, and if you're willing to put in the work, you can make it work. Just like And We Thought was a dream child, and then it kind of just came together, and then you know what happened? We're here. We're sitting on your show, and that's crazy to us. Yeah, but, we're here, and we're willing to put in the work.
That's it.
It's actually an interesting story. I'm not sure if I can tell this. Can I tell the story?
Oh, about branding?
Yes, okay, about branding. So this was an accident.
And We Thought was an accident.
So what happened was we got invited to go on London television, and one of our authors had this whole conniption thing. So we made the entire brand just to keep her happy. Yep. And then we moved on with the brand. We just kept on going and going and going and going. And people actually liked us. And we got new members, and we kept going. It was just she's not here, but the brand is going. Did I say I wasn't going to talk about that drama, didn't I?
The thing happened it was just very cool, because knowing us, people think that we're not shy, but we are authors full and full. Like, we would rather sit behind a computer screen and type out a book any day than talk with people. Like, not saying that we're introverted, but because she pushed us to do something, I always attributed she pushed us to greatness. Like, we wouldn't have done it for ourselves, but because she pushed us to greatness. And so I'm forever going to be thankful that she pushed us to greatness, pushed us to be people that we were not going to ever be. And maybe we manifested our destiny. Maybe we did what our purpose was. I don't know.
Well, no, if you look at it from that perspective, I had a epiphany this morning about, remember the movie And the Devil Wears Prada?
Yes.
Okay. Remember how Anne Hathaway, you guys were like Anne Hathaway's character. Remember how mousy and introverted she was. And had she not worked for Miss Diva with that serious, sexy silver hair thing going on there, had she not worked for Miss Meryl Streep in that film, she would have not been pushed to greatness.
Right.
But because, and it works both ways. You have people that are drama in your lives, but the thing is, you have to learn, why were they there? What did they bring, and what did we take away? In this case, yours gave you your brand.
Yep.
Yeah, it really did. And it was awesome. And I was like, I'm forever going to be thankful, because if not, we would have just been writing our books and maybe selling them and never getting to meet wonderful people and networking and maybe going to California again, which will make me very happy. Because, it's cold back east in November and February. So we're really trying to get to California in those months.
Okay, be honest, tell the truth. Yeah.
California for us. Please.
The producer was like, so when do you want to come back? I was like, I would love to come back. And she was like, well, when do you want to come back? And I was like, December? Don't ask me silly questions.
We were like anywhere from like late November to early March. We are good with being in warmer weather. How many times you want me here? I will fly.
The funny part about that is, you got to remember, the reason she had to ask you is because look where we are. Do you think we have seasons here? We have 2. Hot and hotter.
Hotter.
That's it. There's no, I mean, hot, you might get, some of the trees might change leaves, but no, forget it. No, it ain't happening. So you're not used to being someplace. I mean, we do have places that snow in California, don't get me wrong, but
I know a few.
you have to live near them. For the most part, no. If you want to see snow in California, unless you live up in, the areas where it snows, you drive.
Yes.
So that's why I think it's funny when my mom always wants, she's like, let's drive across country. Okay, let me explain to you how this works. Now, you guys know what I'm talking about. You're on the East Coast. In 8 hours, how many states can you cover if you drove?
In the East Coast?
Yeah, you could probably get through about 3 states.
Three. Yeah, you'll be in the middle of North Carolina if you're coming from Maryland.
Yeah, see? Yeah. I can drive for 8 hours and I haven't gone to LA yet. And I'm in Sacramento. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's no such thing for us as, oh yeah, let's drive across country. You mean you want to go to LA? I mean, you want to go to SoCal? And people are like, I don't get it. And it's like, look at a map. My entire state is the whole pretty much of the other east.
Well, now you still got Oregon and Seattle. Those are the 2 states.
Oregon and Washington State. Well, you don't call it Seattle.
Yeah, you can call it Seattle. I literally driven that bad boy. It's Seattle.
Okay, folks in Spokane, she did not mean that.
No, that's right. Okay, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate that, because if we had to cross the line and you weren't there, we would still be thirsty and or hungry.
Oh, you were like, your next book needs to be travel. And I thought I knew geography. There you go. I can't believe she just said that. Yeah, she's travel writing now.
We've done that. We've done the track twice in 4 years. So like we always go up north. Because, like, my parents were born in the age of segregation, so they still have this southern thing. So we always go to Freedom, just in case you can always cross the border to Canada. And be like, oh, we got trouble? Yeah, ready, got that passport? Let's go. Right. So, no.
You did.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Manila, you guys, 24/7. 24/7, we'll know.
Oh, no. See, now you're going to have to make my listeners actually get out a book and figure out what you meant when you said freedom, because I guarantee you they're going to have to look that up. They will not have a frame of reference for the historical relevancy of the town Freedom.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, it'll be a learning experience for them.
It shall.
Yeah.
This is why I shouldn't talk.
No, it's good. No, please share, because it always opens up other opportunities. You said your parents always go north. Try having your mom be from Mississippi. So we always have to go through the southern states. Hence why she was speeding in New Mexico trying desperately to get a ticket in my car.
But you guys have great food. I mean, they have great food up north too. I love the portions and I love the steak and everything up there. But I mean, you guys have great fried food, and I'm a huge fan of fried. So.
Okay, where has she been eating that we got this fried? Where were you?
No, she's not in California. She's
I was about to say.
Oh no, man, I'm in California.
No, because in California we went to Santa Monica and they had fruit. We were like, this is not a boardwalk, people. I don't know what you're talking about. There needs to be some fries and some cotton candy, a whole bunch of funnel cake going on, all of that.
Okay.
And that our funnel cake had actual fresh sliced strawberries. I am confused by that. I was like, no, it's supposed to be like a jam that you squeeze, and then you're supposed to put ice cream on it, and it's supposed to have Cool Whip and powdered sugar and then chocolate. And they were like, we only offer like fresh sliced strawberries. I was, where's my fat? I came to the beach to get fat. I didn't come here for healthy food. But hey, I can't say anything. Because, when we go to the East Coast, it's French fries, funnel cakes that are about that thick, and you get ice cream. It's like an entire sundae on it. And then after that, you have ice cream dipped in chocolate or something with sprinkles. Yeah, right. That's what I go to the boardwalk for. And then we go sit on the beach and tan the fat that we just got.
Yes,
we enjoy it.
That's what like the beach and East Coast means to me, is a whole bunch of like really bad food. Like I've been like, okay, I'm gonna eat about 5,000 calories today and enjoy it.
Exactly, which was hard to do out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even think we know. Well, I mean, Santa Cruz has the boardwalk, and I'm pretty sure they have funnel cakes. But really, the only fun thing about going to Santa Cruz is remembering the Lost Boys. and you know, getting that vampire action on. But as far as food, wow, food on the beach, yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah,
No.
we saw that. We were like, oh, that makes me sad on the inside.
Yep.
Yeah,
But that's okay. We love y'all state. Your state is awesome.
Yes, we love it anyway.
And you have Napa Valley out there, so I mean, come on.
well, no, I live
state.
up by Napa, so yeah, and I'm not from here. Please, we complain about the food here. Oh, yeah, no. Tell on the fact that they don't know what a really good steak is. Yeah, no. Folks from Nebraska will get in your case about not having good meat. Oh, yeah, I know.
That's what you gotta love about like Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, all of those people. They just have the steak that's just awesome. Yeah. And I mean, Chicago, that's like the best food I've tasted anywhere. Considering I don't really do down south. You know, best food I've tasted. So.
There you go. So yeah, that's what, you know, we have to do a travel book about food. Okay, so
yeah, we should do that.
You're in that one.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. You know, I actually do take the photos that go up on Google for the restaurants. So according to them, I've had over almost 90,000 people have viewed my photos for the restaurants on there. So it's funny because I'm the only one in Sacramento. That's the weirdest part. I'm the only one over in this area. My closest counterpart is in San Jose.
Wow.
So I have a lot of territory to cover there. All right, let's put up some contact information for you ladies.
Well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the first talk anyway. This is Winona, and I'm going to tell you that you can find the ladies at andwethought.com. That's where you will email us with questions, comments, concerns. I always ask that this is a joke, you guys, that you follow that one rule that your mother said. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I appreciate that. I'm joking. Say whatever you want. And then you can find our website at www.andwethought.com. Gee, come on now. I'm doing the plug. Anyway, you can find the books, our Roku TV, our Blog Talk Radio, our YouTube channel, and everything else there. Anything else?
And just remember that you can always find our books. And I thought being grown up was easy, and I thought divorce was bad, and I thought I could juggle it all. That will be up this weekend on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Cool.
And see, well, I had to do it. I had to interrupt your plug because you do it to me all the time.
That is true. If you watch our show, The I Thought Ladies, you will find out that every time, except for twice, I interrupt her with a lovely joke, and then I laugh at it because it's just fun to watch her get flustered.
Yeah, she does.
Y'all been around each other a long time, haven't you?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining me on this edition of the Iolande Argent Show. And please visit the ladies over at andwethought.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.